Hi everyone, Darren from DreTech Australia and New Zealand. In this video we'll go through the process of installing ACS 3 on Amazon Web Services or AWS, a cloud computing platform. We won't cover the steps for creating an AWS account, so if you don't already have one you'll need to do that first, then come back to this video. We also won't go through how to configure ACS 3 once installed. I'll leave a link to our ACS 3 playlist below if you'd like more information about that. Be aware that we'll be installing ACS 3 on a Linux server on AWS since it has some advantages over Windows, so some commands may be unfamiliar if you've not used Linux before. First up, in the AWS dashboard, set the time zone up the top here. We'll be using the Asia Pacific Sydney region, that's AP-Southeast-2. Next, go to EC2 using the search bar if you can't see it easily. Then click on Launch Instance. Give it a name, we'll run with ACS 3. Then select Ubuntu for the OS and 64-bit x86 for the architecture. And save. Search for T3A.medium for the instance type, which provides 2 virtual CPUs and 4 GB of memory. It's recommended to create a new key pair for the SSH login. To do that, click on Create New Key Pair, give it a name and click Create Key Pair. For network settings, create 3 security group rules. To do that, click on Create Security Group and then Edit to Continue. Then scroll down and click Add Security Group Rule. Here we want to add HTTP access for VIG ACS 3 on port 8844. Group 1 for SSH on port 22 is already done for us. Rule 2 will be the first rule we want to create. So we don't need to specify a subnet. For port range, enter 8844 and enter an optional description. Same again for Rule 3 for port 8443 for HTTPS. And the fourth rule will be for TR069 access on port 8069. For storage, it's recommended to set 30 GB using the GP2 volume type. Then click on Launch Instance. Now let's create a storage bucket using Amazon S3 to store the ACS 3 installation file. So we search for S3 and click on that. Click on Create Bucket. Give it a name, for example, My ACS 3 Installer. Untick Block All Public Access. Leave the rest of the settings as default. And click Create Bucket down the bottom. Oops, we also need to tick the box to confirm that this all will be public. Now back to the S3 main page, click on My ACS 3 Installer and upload the files by either clicking Upload or dragging and dropping from your PC. This is the Linux version of ACS 3. Then scroll down and click Upload. Uploading. Once the upload is complete, go to the Buckets directory and confirm that the files are uploaded to the My ACS 3 Installer bucket. Now let's head back to EC2 where we set up our instance. Click on Instances, select the instance VM and click Connect. In this demonstration, we'll use an SSH client to connect, so we'll open a command prompt and navigate to the directory where the .pem key was downloaded. It should be in your downloads folder unless specified otherwise. Then copy and paste the SSH command provided in ACS3. After hitting enter, SSH is running. Type sudo space -s to enter superuser mode. Run apt update to update the Linux applications. Next, enter apt install AWS CLI. And hit Y to continue. Once that finishes, run AWS configure. We'll need the AWS access key ID and secret access key to proceed. To obtain these, we need to go back to AWS. Click on your username in the AWS console and go to Security Credentials. Go to Access Keys and click Create Access Key. Confirm by ticking the box and click Create Access Key to generate the key. Copy and paste your access key and secret access key back in SSH when prompted. Enter the region you selected, which in this case is AP-Southeast-2. Set the output format to JSON, JSON. Next, connect the S3 bucket to your Linux environment by entering AWS S3 sync S3:// my ACS3 installer, or whatever you've called yours, followed by installer. Once the transfer is complete, use the ls command in the installer directory to check that the ACS3 installation file has successfully transferred to your Linux machine. Okay, to start the installation, first we'll need to modify the ota.sh file's permissions by using the command chmod 755 ota.sh. Then run the script by entering /ota.sh. This may take a sec here. And off it goes copying files. Now type Y to install ACS3, and Y again if asked. Now choose 1 to install MariaDB, and confirm by entering Y for yes. Next, choose 5 to install InfluxDB and confirm once again by entering Y for yes. Then choose 6 to install Java JDK. The final step is to install ACS3, enter 7 to do that. Choose 1 for the local database and 1 again to use ACS MySQL. When prompted to test MariaDB, say yes. When prompted for InfluxDB, choose 1 to use InfluxDB version 1. For TLS, it's recommended to use TLS 1.2, which corresponds to option 2. Once the installation is complete, enter 10 to exit. Now let's activate the ACS3 server. Navigate to the ACS3 directory. That's cd/users/locals/vigaracs/vigaracs/bin. Run the ACS script, that's ./vigaracs.sh. Enter 5 to start the ACS3 server. For the vigaracs service IP address, click Enter. For the HTTP port, enter 8844. For the HTTPS port, enter 8443. For stun, syslog and netflow, press Enter to use the default ports. For the max and minimum memory settings, press Enter to use the default values. Once the settings are configured, verify that a PID exists for ACS3. Finally, enter 0 to exit. Next, follow these steps to access your ACS3 server. Go to EC2 in your AWS console and find the ACS3 server instance. Click on Networking and copy the public IPv4 address of the instance. To access ACS3 via HTTP, paste the IP address into your browser's address bar, followed by :8844. When prompted, enter the username as root and the default password is admin123 and the captcha code. ACS3 will redirect you to the MyViga website to activate the license. Log into your MyViga account to register your ACS3 instance as shown in the instructions. Submit that and wait for it to register. Then activate the license. Read that and click Accept. We'll keep it as a trial license, so Next, and Activate. Once the registration is complete, return to the ACS3 interface. Log in using the username root and the password admin123. And done. Now you can start adding devices and networks. If you've purchased a license at the end of the trial period, you can click on About License Information, then click on Activate License to be taken to MyViga, where you can enter the license key. Thank you for watching. Please like or leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. For more information about Dratec products, please check out our website at www.dratec.com.au or send us an email to sales@dratec.com.au or give us a call on 02 9838 8899.